Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Connor from Calculated Risk once again, and today I'm bringing you a Dueling Network video between me and my teammate Dom. He's playing the three axis Fire Fist deck, and I'm playing the Alien Worm deck that you saw on our channel. I believe his build is a little different than the one he posted. He is running Fire Fist Raven, I think it is, which he originally was not running, but he wanted to test it. So I go with the rabbit play first because I know that he doesn't play any like real traps besides Compulse and like the Psalms. So like at worst he has Valor, and if he kills my rabbit, I have Reborn. Luckily he didn't even have a follow up, so I'm able to actually do the use Rabbit's effect and get my two Shock Troopers. And he doesn't have a response to that either. I do think he kind of screws up here because like, he has a Raven. I go for the Exceed, and then I, like, stop because I realize he does play Compulse. But I feel he almost should have Compulsed right now, because I wouldn't have even been able to Exceed, and my Shock Trooper would have just died at the end phase. But he chooses not to. He takes the other 19, probably because he thinks his Compulse is safe. But I go with the Judgment on his Compulse, because I don't really have a follow-up. As you can see, my hand is not fantastic. I have a Shock Trooper, a King, and a Meteorite, and now, at this point, Reborn isn't very good. Reborn would have only been good if you killed my rabbit. And I Judgment the Compulse. And I found this out that he had Judgment face down the whole time, but he just chose not to use it. Which, I mean, is not terrible, because if I did have a follow-up, it would have been bad. But I feel like if I did have a follow-up, I wouldn't have Judgmented the Compulse. Now he goes to the Blind Misty, which I also was confused about because I knew he had Tenki face down. So if he had Misty to Misty, he could have potentially screwed himself. But he still made the play, and it ended up like not being terrible in that situation. And he gets Tensu, plays Leopard, and I'm kind of like afraid. I keep thinking like in my head that last card in his hand is a Spirit. Anyway, he adds a Tenki, sets it, and he sets a monster, because he used a Tensu summon for Leopard. I don't know what it is. I wasn't really paying attention. He ended up telling me what the card was over Skype, but I don't remember what it is now. I want to say it was Raven. So I used Feral Imps effect again, just like bait Veilers and stuff. And I know he has a Tenki, and I want to say it was Raven in his hand. And I'm assuming one of his two backers is Tensen, because he has not been able to use it at all this game. And the last one, I was thinking it was another Tensen, but it was actually Judgment. So I tribute summon Worm King, and he ends up playing Judgment here, which I don't think was the right play exactly, because he had the Tenki to back it up. So I was just going to push for 5,000 and then probably stopped, because I didn't really want to waste the Reborn here. But when he used Judgment, I knew I was safe to go in, because I was like 100% sure his back row was a Tensen. So, and then I asked him after to make sure I was right, and it was a Tensen. So game 2, I sided kind of poorly here. I wasn't really paying attention. I didn't want to side him Maxi because unless he opens the combo, it's not very good. And like, I don't run other hand traps to like draw off of Maxi. So I just didn't think it was like the right idea to side it in, even though thinking about it now, I wish I did. And I was going to side a Mind Crush, and then I decided not to because overall it just wasn't great, because normally whatever he adds off Tenki, he can normally summon that turn. And if he went first and did his combo, Mind Crush wasn't going to help me. And he does open the combo where he goes Tenki, Tensu, gets a Horse Prince, and either Raven or no, Rooster. He gets Rooster off of the Spirit effect. I didn't have the Maxi to stop him, so I just allowed it to go through. And, yep, he gets Horse Prince, summons Rooster, gets the effect. I want to say he adds Bear off the effect. Yep. That's kind of the end of his plays. Now, I don't have much to, like, follow up on. I end up summoning Thunder King because, like, I'm afraid he has more Tenkis. And I want to stop another summon. And I have the backers to stop Horse Prince's attack. And I know he has the Bear. So, he uses the Tensu summon for the Bear. Uses the effect, I chain. Then he uses another Bear. And this time I bottomless because I want to keep the other chain for the Horse Prince. And our teammate says, "You guys suck," in watch chat. So he goes for the attack, and I chain. Now this was a very risky play on my part, but once again, my hand was not as good as I was hoping. So I kind of had to make the play. Like, if he had Misty, he could have sealed the game right there, but I didn't. So unfortunately, I had to do this play. Now I attack with Shock Trooper over Thunder King because I obviously don't want to lose it to a Tencent. I mean, he didn't use it on Rooster, but Rooster had already gotten the plus off it, so he may not have cared too much about it. And so I attack with Shock Trooper, pass. I don't go for the Exceed. I want to keep Thunder King as much as possible. Thunder King is really good in this matchup. As long as you could stop the bear, it's really hard for them to take it out. I'm trying to think what his back row is and what his monster is. I'm thinking it's Tencent once again, but I think it ends up being Compulse. And I do think about Compulse, and I think whatever he bounces Thunder King, I can play it again if I need to. And I was right. So he Compulse Thunder King, and I think I draw a Reborn. I draw a Reborn. So I summon Thunder King, and I believe I attack into Hawk this time. I wasn't really thinking about Hawk, I was thinking of Raven this time, because that was the only one I saw of the previous game. And I think about it, and I do have the Reborn, so I will attack. And if it ends up being Hawk, what I will be able to do is Monster Reborn his bear and then make Black Ship. And then take it out. So it ends up being Hawk. And I mean, I read it carefully because, like, I want to make sure. I know some cards say, like, whenever it's sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect. So I decided to make Black Ship because it's probably the smartest play here with his bear because I don't want him having Reborn. And I mean, if he can make a Leviair, it'll suck. But I prefer as long as he has no way of getting rid of Thunder King, I feel like I'm safe. So I make this play instead, and I'm able to take out his Hawk. And I inflict 1,000, and then I kind of pass. I'm still in that weakened position, though, where if he does draw Misty, he can quickly take the game back. So I am kind of afraid. But luckily, he still has not drawn a Misty, and he just passes. Now, by just passing, unless he has Veiler, I can quickly steal the game. What I end up doing is I make the Alien Synchro, which is Cosmic Fortress Golgar, and I'm able to destroy Horse Prince and attack for exactly game. If he has Veiler, though, he would play it probably right now. Or, I mean, I wouldn't have waited till I got the 2600 on board, but I mean, it was still possible that he had it. So I make it. I use its effect because its effect is really good. It allows me to recycle my Fiendish Chain. Recycling Tensu, like, isn't that big of a deal. So I proceed to attack with everything, and it goes unopposed, and I seal the game. I believe he had like 2 Tenkies and Hawk in hand, and a Joel Lockbird. Yeah. Or Raven, my bad. And he said I don't know why he started in Joel Lockbird, really, because most of the time I only search like once per turn anyway. But it was really unfortunate that he had 2 Tenkies. I would have set Raven just as extra defense. He was afraid because I could have just Black Ship popped it, but I probably wouldn't have done it anyway. Or I wouldn't have been able to win that turn if he had set it. And Thunder King doesn't stop the setting. So it was a little... I would have set the Raven, but he just didn't expect me to win that turn. Thanks for watching, YouTube. We plan to have more duel videos up. In the meantime, stay tuned for more content. Peace out, everybody.